how are you today? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Whenever you find this video, I am a very, very small fish in a ginormous sea of YouTubers. So I'm really hopeful that someone finds this video and likes it, maybe shares it. At any rate, my name is Victoria, and I am co-owner of OTR Smokehouse. We are a little food truck with big dreams. And as you can see, we produce our own sauce. Well, I don't know if you can see because I'm doing this on my phone with my window for light, and it's kind of a overcast day today. But I have sweet and spicy, Grant's Premiers, and Grant's Exotic. We don't have a website yet. We are currently working on that. But due to our facility losing funding through the federal government, the entire state of Ohio lost funding through the federal government for the Manufacturing Extension Partnership. So now our facility is in limbo, along with 6 other facilities in the state, which 14,000 small businesses are affected by this. So our facility is NOC, it's the Northwest Ohio Cooperative Kitchen, and through SIFT and the Wood County Economic Development, they have put money forth to the facility so that we can remain open until the end of March. I don't know what's going to happen between now and March. Hopefully the audit that's been taking, I heard 20 months. Hopefully that ends soon, and whatever's going on gets figured out, and then maybe we can have our funding back. There's a lot of things going on with our federal government and fraud. I don't know if you've heard about the daycares. I don't know how you couldn't have heard about the daycares by now, but daycares and home health facilities and all these things, and just fraud is just coming out of our ears, I feel like. But at any rate, we along with 20 other businesses, small businesses who are currently using the NOC facility, are kind of in a limbo. And then there are about like 20 more small businesses who were wanting to onboard with the facility. So we'll see what the future holds. We are praying and hoping that everything gets worked out very soon. So we run a food truck. We service the Northwest Ohio. We live in the village of Signet, so we service about a 50-mile radius out. So I'm saying "and so" a lot. You can tell I'm really nervous, and I'm brand new to this whole video thing, so I'm hoping you'll bear with me. I've been practicing with Facebook Live, so I'm hoping that will help me improve for here. Time will tell, right? So we serve any part of the cow, the pig, the chicken, and we recently expanded to lamb. It's a brand new item that we started serving last year. We introduced it in a stew to see how it would go. Figured that might be the best way to go about it. And it seems to have gone off really well. Like, we did a beef stew and a lamb stew, and the lamb stew went more than the beef stew. So that gives us a lot of hope for next season. Our season typically runs from May to the end of October. Due to the fact that we're in Northwest Ohio, sometimes it snows in April. So we start in May. We do have one event in December, and in November, December, we do holiday cooks. We do a holiday cook for Thanksgiving and then one for Christmas. And right now it's winter, so we find regular work during the winter months. It is just the two of us, my husband and I, running the food truck, producing our sauce, and all the other things that go into running a small business. Any of you that have ran or are currently running a business understand that it's a lot. And especially if you're just one or two people, it's a lot of work. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram as of right now. And you can email us at otrsmokehouse@gmail.com if you would like to learn more about us. If you are in the Northwest Ohio area or interested in having us set up for one of your events, please feel free to reach out. We are taking bookings for 2026 this year, which is, can you believe it's 2026 already? Goodness, time really does fly, huh? May this year be prosperous for all of us, that everyone will be happy and healthy. Let's see, what else should I tell you about our business? If you would like us to come set up for an event, we do arrive 2 hours prior to service time. That's so we can set up the truck, make sure everything's clean, do a cook, and make sure we have everything hot and ready for when we start serving. We typically do 4 hours for serving food, and then we close up shop, and hopefully by then we're out of food, but it all depends on how the day goes. Let's see, what else. We are a rather large setup, so we are a box van, and then we put a tent at the back of the box van because we use the kitchen's in the back of the van, in the box. We have a 10 by 10 tent that we put up for our service area with a table. So that way in inclement weather, we have a tent to be under. There have been many times we have all crowded under the tent together, customers and me, because it's raining. And, I can't have people standing out in the rain. So we have scrunched up underneath our little 10 by 10 tent to try and stay dry. Let's see, what else. Oh, and then we have our smoker, which is a trailer. So it's a 250-gallon smoker, I believe is the numbers. I'm not very good with numbers. And then barbecue 42. So it's on a trailer. And then we have our F-150 that holds our generator. So all these things are required for our setup per the health department and our layout that we have. Let's see. I probably should have made a list of things to say or to tell you about. You can reach us at 419-806-7704. Please leave a message if you call, because like I said, it is just the two of us doing all the things. So even if we're in season, we might not be able to answer the phone due to the fact that we're either cooking, preparing to cook, set up, selling really good food. So please leave a message and let us know what you're looking for. Your name, of course, and if it's for an event, let us know all the information that you have for the event. And we will definitely call you back as soon as possible. We try to be as timely as we can with responding back to people. The longest it's taken, I think, is a week to get back to someone, because sometimes it's just event after event after event, and we don't want to be trying to call people at midnight or 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes we start like super early, sometimes we get done super late. Food truck life is a rough life. So, you have all the prep of loading the truck with all the things you need. Sometimes that can take up to an hour. Then you have driving to where you're gonna be at. And then, like I said, we arrive 2 hours early. So there's all the setup and preparing the food to cook. And due to the fact that we're a barbecue, grilled kind of thing, all our food is prepared, and then it's just being held to temperature, awaiting your arrival to come purchase some really good food. So we're very quick. We have about maybe a 1.5 to 2 minute turnaround from the time you arrive at our tent and place your order to getting your food. We do our best to be efficient. Over the years, we've become even more efficient as we've gotten better. We've been running since 2018. 2018 was mostly building the food truck, and doing some farmers markets to get our name out. And then 2019, we started running hard, and we've been running hard ever since. Due to COVID, there's been an influx. I mean, I feel like we're saturated with food trucks now here in Northwest Ohio. Well, I'm rather confused as to why some brick and mortars are actually now getting a food truck too. And it's kind of crazy to me because our dream when we started was to become a brick and mortar. Now you got brick and mortars making food trucks. I don't know. But that is our goal. Like I said, we're a little food truck with big dreams. And our big dream is to become a distributor of not only our amazing sauces, but our really good meats and sides. We've had people from all over that have tried our food, and they have been just amazed. They really enjoy our product, and we couldn't be more thankful for all the people that patronage our truck. I'm just going to talk about our sauce a little bit. So we have some, I know it's going to be backwards, but we have sweet. Some say it's too sweet. Others want to drink it with a straw, which we found pretty fantastic when we heard that. So we actually put that on the label with some little information about that. And then we have our sweet and spicy. This was our happy accident. We were making a batch of sweet and a batch of spicy, which is what we started with initially. And the wrong thing got poured into the wrong thing. We freaked out for like 15 minutes. And then we said, all right, let's just move on with life and figure out how we can tweak it to make sure that when we cook it, it comes out really well. And it came out amazing. And we're so thankful it did, because that would have been a lot of money in the trash. A lot of people on the truck, out of the 5, this one goes the most. A lot of people really like the combination of the sweet and the heat. I have maybe 1 out of 10 that says it's either too hot or not hot enough. And that's an easy fix. You just add a little bit of sweet to calm it down, or add a little spicy to kick it up. Which brings us to spicy. So the spicy and the sweet and spicy have jalapenos, so that's what gives it the heat. My spicy really isn't that bad. I was scared of it for so long until one day I had a little bit on my finger and I forgot what it was, and I licked it off. I'm just glad it wasn't these two guys, but I licked it off and I was like, oh no, I just had some spicy. I was scared for a hot second, no pun intended. But at any rate, the heat was there and then it was gone, like quick. And I was like, wow, this is what I was afraid of. So I'm really thinking of renaming the spicy to like almost spicy, wannabe spicy, or maybe white girl spicy. If you would like, and you find this video and you want to let me know which one you like best, or maybe you have a new name that I didn't think of, please drop it down in the comments. Like, follow, share. That would be great for this brand new YouTuber. Then I have Grant Springer's, and I realize everything's going to be backwards. I'm new. I'm not tech savvy at all. Like I said, I'm using my phone and my window for light. And it's a rather overcast, dreary, cold day, so I don't have very much light. But Grant Springer's, this one, oh my goodness. So it's got ghosts, scorpions, and reapers in it. We found the plants over at a nursery local to us, and we would grow them, dehydrate them, and put them in the sauce. And we made this in honor of a dear friend of ours named Grant, who unfortunately passed away. But he would grow the ghost, scorpions, and reapers, dehydrate them, put them in his red pepper flake, and then put that on everything he ate, because the man liked to sweat while he ate. So after he passed, and we had the first 3 sauces, we had to make a sauce in honor of our dear friend. So that's where Grant Springer's came into play. We had one customer that waited in line just so he could be the last one, so he could look around, make sure no one was hearing him, and say, this Grant Springer's does as advertised. Oh my goodness. So much fun with the sauces. I think the sauce is my favorite part, you know, because we give tasters at the truck. so that way you know what you're getting. And we want you to enjoy your entire experience from the really good food all the way to the sauce. And the reactions with this one have been a lot of fun. And this one too. So this is our Grant's Exotic. And this one came about due to the fact that the nursery that we would get our pepper plants at, they retired and they closed. So we had to find a new place to get our pepper plants, and that's when we were told about Uncle Rusty's Pepper Patch. They're in a little teeny tiny town called Medina, something like that. But they had a plethora of exotics. Last year, last growing year, we had such high winds here. One of their greenhouses blew over into the other greenhouse, and we're pretty positive that it was all the really hot plants that were destroyed. Because when we went to get some more of our exotic peppers, there was slim pickings. Usually there's like so many choices, you're overwhelmed, like peach and chocolates, viper, like so many choices. So we picked 3 for Grant's Exotic. We picked Blue Ghost, Viper Purple Scorpion, and Chocolate Reaper. This one hits different according to our connoisseurs of these kinds of things, because I don't eat this. No. So the connoisseurs tell us that the Grant's Bruyères, it gives you the sweet notes first, and then it kicks you in the back of the throat with the heat. Like brutal. But they love how it has flavor, because a lot of hot sauces, they just kick your butt and you're just like dying of heat and no flavor. These guys have flavor. Now the Grant's Exotic, it kind of flips the script. It gives you the heat first, and then it gives you all these sweet notes at the back of the throat, which is why we have some people who don't even eat hot things. They get this, because when you put it, when you try it on your finger, it's just all sauce. But then when you put it on some really good food, it hits different. It marries together really well, and it kind of tones down the heat for some people. So maybe that's why. I don't know. I just really enjoy making the sauce. I really enjoy having people try the sauces, seeing their reactions. Even if they don't like it, that's fine. At least they tried it, right? So all of our sauces are made from scratch. So we found through our first inspection that a lot of people will use ketchup, and then they'll add things to that to make their barbecue sauce. So when our inspector came an hour and a half late and then saw that, oh, we're doing all the choppy chop, we're putting all the dry ingredients together, we're putting all the wet ingredients together, and it was our first time cooking in this kitchen. So it took like 7 hours. So this guy, he was with us for the whole 7 hours while we chopped and married everything together. He did say when we were done chopping and putting the ingredients together and the various cambros of what they were, he was like, wow, it smells really good. We were doing the sweet too, because it was our first time. We wanted to do something that would be nice to us in case something bad happened. Well, then we started cooking it, and he was like, wow, that smells really good. And then people are coming from, other parts of the building. Wow, that smells really good. So yeah, he was there with us the whole time, and all he wants to do is make sure it comes up to temperature, that we hold the temperature, and to check the acidity levels with the pH meter. And that's all at the end. So this poor guy, he learned a lesson with us that next time that he decides that he needs to inspect us, I think he's going to wait until it's closer to time for us to be done. But that's where we learned that a lot of people who make barbecue sauce, they use ketchup and add things to it, which is fine. We have no problem with how you do your thing. You do your thing. You do you. We just really find that making things from scratch, hits different. So we don't mind if you come up and say, wow, that tastes like homemade ketchup, because we take that as a compliment, because that's a lot of work to make some homemade ketchup. We know. We do it. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else I should tell you about us, and I don't want to keep you too terribly long, and I definitely don't want to bore you. I'm going to be trying to do videos, so that way I guess I have to have 1 million views. I don't know. I have to have a crap ton of views before I can go live. And yeah, and then after that, it's like a crap ton more views, and then the next step happens. But ultimately, I'm just trying to get our name out there. We are working on a website. We are working on how to facilitate shipping of the product across the states. Shipping is a nightmare with costs, and we're trying to figure out how to make it more economical for us and for you, which makes it hard with the facility having issues with the funding, because now we're having to pay more money to use the facility, which is fine because we really need the facility to produce our product, but that's going to ultimately mean that we're going to have to raise our prices for our product. Right now, our margin of profit is like so small. And now this year, coming into this year, the profit is non-existent, and we're actually going to be losing money in producing this sauce. So we have a lot to figure out this winter. And the NOC and the federal government have a lot to figure out as well, I guess. We're going to see what happens until March, but we are thankful that we have till the end of March to hopefully get things figured out. Maybe it's just going to be all crowdfunding after March. I really don't know. It kind of stinks being in limbo like this, because you kind of need a facility to produce. Yeah. Yep. So it looks like I'm about 22 minutes into this video, so I better just let you go, and I will come back another time. And I hope that, like I said, I hope you see this. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll please share it, maybe subscribe, help us to get to 1 million views, or at least me get to 1 million views. And we'll see where this takes us. You all have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you again.